Good morning. Welcome to Energy Works. Today we're talking about creating healthy habits. So, I think most of us know exactly what we should be doing and why we should be doing it. And sometimes the problem is just making ourselves do it or getting started on doing it or maybe having the energy to do it. So, I wanted to clear some energy around just creating these habits and actually doing them and feeling like you can actually accomplish something by doing them. Now, I guess sometimes we need a catalyst. Good morning, Cecile. Sometimes we need a catalyst for things to begin, and sometimes the catalyst can be a good thing. Sometimes the catalyst can be a bad thing, like a health shock sometimes can be the perfect storm in which we then decide that we the habits because we fear getting an illness or being enslaved medically if we get an illness and having to take medication. So it's like using our freedom of choice to be able to empower ourselves to live a better life. So some of the healthy habits that you might like to start could be, starting your morning with a prayer and a little bit of meditation so that you're actually open to what God would have you do today. What does he have in store for you? And I think that's a very important way to start. Good morning, Tabitha. Because if we live our life in an inspired manner, we're going to help more people and we're going to do things that perhaps we had never even thought of doing, or there will be ways made for us to do these things. Now, sometimes we get very challenged and we get pushed, and sometimes we believe we can't make changes or things can't get better. And definitely the bad team wants us to get stuck in those false beliefs that we can't change or things can't improve. But the way forward is always just even little itty bitty steps at a time is still forward. So even if you were to start with that every day and to feel inspired about what you could do or should do or ways you could do things that are a little bit different from normal, that's often a great way to start. And the other thing that can be very important too is to have gratitude. So maybe when you pray, you can be grateful for the things that are working in your life, that you have a working body, that you are upright, that you have people that love you, and any other things that you might think in your life that you feel very grateful for. I don't know, what are you grateful for? What are the things that really help you get through? Is it your loving family? Is it friends that hold you up when you're struggling? Is it your next door neighbor that cares? Good morning, Elizabeth, and thanks, Tabitha. She said, make progress, not perfection. Love it. Yeah, perfection is it's disabling. So it's like we've just got to have a go. Doesn't matter if it's not perfect. It's like I had a go. And, again, small steps, increments of progress. You could say, oh, that could be a little bit better if I did it this way. Maybe it feels a bit better if I do it that way. So I think they're two important things that are healthy habits to make, that we check in with God, that we ask for instructions and listen to what they are or what we feel inspired to do. And I think acting on those inspirations is a game changer because you are living your life in a higher road. And it takes the incentive of you to think up what that has to be. It's like you're acting on great instruction. And I've been listening to a lot of near-death experiences lately, and they all talk about how loved they feel when they go out of their body and how they often have a life rehearsal, but it's without judgment. And so I think if we were to understand that how, God has always been on our side, always will be on our side, always is celebrating our victories with us and crying with our losses, then it's like, it's like having the best coach ever, and you will not fail. God does not want you to fail. He wants you to be successful. And, success might not look like, the 2.5 children in the white picket fence. It might look a bit different to what you're expecting, but probably better than what you were expecting. All right. So is there a healthy habit that those on there would like to share? What's a healthy habit that you do that really made a difference in your life? So one of the ones for me would be going to the gym. I've been going most mornings, of course. I'm not one of the podcasts, but most mornings I go, and I find that makes a big difference, that I get up and do something for me and move my body and push myself, which I think is good, because you don't know what you can do until you try. And, there are things that I couldn't do, and slowly but surely there's gradual improvement, and, the muscles get stronger, your belief in yourself gets stronger as you try. And so I think it's really important to try. It doesn't matter if you can't do something, you'll try it. And I think that's very important. And it's a habit to make, that you keep trying, that you don't give up, that if I can't do it this way, how else could I do it? And probably most people get stuck with their eating, and we know what we should be eating. But I think there's also a lot to be said for horses for courses, because some people do well on, eating a mixed diet. So, some meat, some veggies. Some people do well on vegan. Some people do well on carnivore. So, it depends on you. If you can muscle test these things. Sometimes we need to just tweak it a little bit, and you might need some help with that. Someone help you tweak it so that you can become more optimally performing by what you're eating. I think also our sleep is very important. Being able to get to bed at a reasonable time, which is one I struggle with, and getting up early. So getting up early, of course, makes you a bit tighter at the end of the day, so it's easier to go to bed. So I don't know, any other habits or any other things that you feel that you would like to create? All right, so let's just clear some energy as we go here. So let's go into our heart chakra, because really this is what it comes down to, isn't it? What is your heart telling you that you want to do? And it doesn't matter if you can't do it perfectly. Just have a go. All right, so clinging. What are you clinging to? All right, and also the oil rosemary. Rosemary aids in times of transition and change. So I guess this is what we're doing, isn't it? We're changing how we see ourselves. We're changing how we operate. When a person is having a difficult time adjusting to a new house, school, or relationship, this oil can assist. Rosemary teaches that one does not understand all things with a mortal perspective. I love that. That's just what we're talking about, isn't it? Asking for instructions, listening to the instructions. It invites individuals to trust in a higher, more intelligent power than themselves. It supports them in feeling confident and assured during times of great change in understanding or perspective. Rosemary roots them in the true knowledge that surpasses all understanding. So you could use, good morning, Susanna. You could use the rosemary oil to help you in your changing of your habits. All right, this is from Kim Redmond Futural's Essential Oil Affirmations. With my strong individuality, I grow true knowledge and true intellect coupled with the wisdom of experience. I love that. Because your life has to be lived in your way. And yes, we can learn to do things from other people, but ultimately you have to learn what works for you. Tabitha said, love rosemary at the end of a work day. Yeah, good. And maybe that's smart. You're transitioning out of work to home. All right. Another affirmation. I am safe and protected wherever I go, whatever I'm engaged in, and with whomever I spend time with, enjoying this security. And I think, mixing with like-minded people that have similar goals can inspire you to, take another step, have another go at something else. All right. I respect my need for rest and prepare ahead of time to slow down before the end of the day to allow my brain to settle and take its full rest. My comforting and soothing bedtime ritual facilitates this transition to the process of rest and repair. So maybe that's another habit that you can start, that you start a little beforehand to prepare for bed so that you can calm your mind down, calm your body down, and allow yourself to be in a little bit more relaxed state before you sleep. And we know when we're sleeping too that our brain kind of shuts down and all the cells shrink down and the cerebrospinal fluid does a big wash. So a lot of toxins are cleared out of your brain while you're sleeping. So you wouldn't want to cut that short. And also your brain kind of sorts the mail at night too, putting everything in the right box from all your experiences in the day. So affirmation for the heart chakra, I trust in love. And I think sometimes we get angry with our body. We might be angry about the shape or our health or some aspect of our body is bothering us, which really is a lesson in itself, isn't it? It's telling you where the energy's stuck and where something has to be looked at. But your body's only going to change from love, not from hate. Hate is not going to be motivated to change things or do things better. It will drag you down or make you feel less likely to do things. So we have to operate from love. And, if we can't start loving ourselves, how can we love other people? And it's easy to love other people for sure, but we have to start with love. My relationships are peaceful and balanced. And that includes your relationship with you, isn't it? We often want to punish ourselves or tell ourselves that wasn't good enough and you should have done better and what if this and maybe that, which is, there's nothing wrong with self-reflection, but it's no good if we're tearing strips off ourselves. It's like, okay, maybe I could have tweaked that a little bit. I'll try that next time. Nothing wrong with that. But to be hating on yourself is damaging to every cell in your body. All right, I nurture easily. I acknowledge my own loveliness. What's the one thing that you love about yourself? Is it your creativity? Is it your ability to love? Is it your fierce loyalty? What is it that you love about yourself? And you will have that trait yourself that no one will be exactly like you. ever. All right, we're going to jump up into the crown chakra now. All right, I'm worthy of divine love and protection. So generational stuckness, preventing us from feeling that. Dad's side, dad's mum's side, and women on that side of the family. So over 30 generations. It's okay to peel away the layers and expose the real me. Now, we see this a lot when you work on people's weight. It's like they've been using their weight to give them strength or to protect them or to hide them or to to avoid seeing themselves in some way. So it's like I don't want to see parts of myself, or I don't want to see, that I am sexually attractive, or, so we have a big belly. We don't look at those bits of ourselves. So it's like seeing ourselves for who we really are and, seeing past the things that we've done as a way of protection. So, feeling if you're connected to God and you feel that you're loved by God, then we can see the challenges that happen as the opportunity to grow our muscles rather than, oh, you're terrible and, look at the things that happened to you. This is all your fault. That gets you nowhere. So it's like seeing the challenges as, all right, this is a challenge for me to grow. What am I supposed to learn? Can I be humble enough to learn it? Sometimes we just have a big argument with our ego about it. This shouldn't have happened to me and everyone else is having a better time than me, which is rubbish. Which I guess is the danger of social media, isn't it? Because we see people's best on social media. We don't see the bad hair days. All right, my family is safe. And that's a hard thing as a mum, isn't it? You would happily take on whatever problem your kid has to save them. But in the end, they have to have their own experiences in which they are joyful and able to overcome whatever challenges are presented to them. And, we really need to be the support crew rather than taking over. All right, so reacting to some feelings. Is there a habit that you would like to share with us that you found made a big difference to you? All right, so right side of the body is about releasing. So what are you having trouble releasing? Is there an experience that's stuck in your body or your mind or your energy field that needs releasing? There's also generational baggage that needs releasing. Dad's side, dad's mum, and the women on that side of the family. 26 generations of women. Also mum's side, mum's mum, and the women again. Like over 90 generations. So let's go into the ninth chakra, which is the lunar one. Here, Tabitha's got a clue for us. I do the 5 at 5 p.m. What wins did I have and what blockers do I need help with? Love it. That's great. What wins did I have? I like that. What blockers do I need help with? Yeah, asking for help is a toughie. Some people really struggle with that. I always try to do things myself, so asking for help can be hard. But I think that's really like being a bit vulnerable, and that's how we connect to people. So asking for help is actually a powerful thing. All right, so the emotions, some of the emotions associated with the lunar chakra are being purposeful and receptive. So I think we all want to feel purpose, isn't it? To feel that you're actually doing something in this life. Following what we think everyone wants us to do. And sometimes it's because other people are lazy and they want us to do it. Sometimes it's like we're doing things for the wrong reasons. You know, if we love someone, we really want to empower them rather than disempower them. So sometimes if we do things for people rather than with them or encouraging them, we can take over and not so good for them. This is strengthened by reading good books. So have you got a good book to read at the moment? I am conscious and present in the now. And sometimes we're a bit scattered. We're either behind or in front or not here and now. All right, age 16 is kind of impeding this chakra working. So where were you? What were you doing when you were 16? What pops in your head? Some stuck emotions from then. The belief of not being good enough. Oh, good morning, Lavinia. All right. So did you believe when you were a 16-year-old that you weren't good enough? Often we see ourselves, and we have to compare ourselves to how other people look or what they have or what they do or what their skills are. And we compare ourselves like comparing apples and oranges and come off, we're not the same, which is, of course. Back to crown chakra. All right, so disconnection with the divine within. So I guess it comes back to like operating on what feels right for you or what you feel inspired to do. And sometimes we can doubt ourselves or doubt that we can make a difference and we sort of give up trying. But, you know, we want the call today to help us just make those little steps or just start with something. Yeah. All right. I don't need all the answers right now. So sometimes we can't see how things can change or we don't believe it's possible. And, it can be a real crisis within us to think that we're stuck or that things can't get better, and we can feel very trapped. But also think a good team wants us to have hope and to believe things are possible and to have faith and to love in God and trust that He has a way to make things work. Whereas bad team want us to believe that that's the end, this is terrible, to dishearten us, to disempower us. So it's like as soon as you feel that the changes can't be made, you've got to think, oh no, not letting the bad team control how I think here. And even if you just get inspired to do one small change, do it. Just do that one thing. It will lead to something else. All right. I connect easily with life and the people around me. I love and approve of myself. All right, something stuck in our neck. So we go to inner seagull. All right. So stuck in C4 is thinking that life isn't fair. And it isn't. But sometimes we need a leg up and sometimes we need to be pushed. All right, unresolved pain and sadness, especially with people close to you. Feeling overwhelmed. Having overwhelmed with anger and then erupting. Mouth ulcers can come up, and sometimes that's about not saying what we need to say or not asking for help or not being able to let things out. All right, now we're going to go up into the solar star chakra. Right, living your life's purpose and experiencing and incorporating the entirety of life's experience. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Adrenal fatigue comes up here. Sometimes we're just worn down. So some feelings stuck in our adrenals or affecting our adrenals. Hanging on to old concepts. So often we have a picture of our life, how we think it should be, and of course it doesn't usually go that way. So it's like we have to modify the picture, or sometimes we have to start again. And we can be very sad and hanging on to that old picture with our last fingernail. So it's important for us to be able to focus our energy on where God would have us focus it rather than hanging on to the old picture. And even if it was a really nice picture, it just may not be the right thing for the other people that are involved in that picture. So some things stuck in our relationships. All right, my heart and mind not having a good relationship with each other. So it's like our heart kind of tells us where we want to go and how we want to do it. Sometimes our mind can be stopped by our ego and it will tell us, it's not the right time, you're going to look silly, and then we don't operate from our heart. So we kind of want our heart and mind to work together. So some generational baggage from mum's side of the family. Actually, the men on that side of the family, like over 70 generations of men. Some stuck emotions in the genes. Being double-minded. So it's like you kind of want this, but then you want that. So it's like not being in line with yourself and not being, I guess, true to yourself of what you really want. So if we say, I know what I want, it doesn't hold. So again, generational. Dad's side. Are both men and women. 93 generations, lots of people. All right, so I know what I want. I truly believe it's possible to have what I want. I work steadily and calmly towards what I want. I'm able to take small steps every day. Okay, so throat chakra. Right, using busyness as a way of avoiding truth. And maybe sometimes it's a way of avoiding ourselves, not having that conversation with ourselves about what we really want or how it's going to look or what steps we're willing to take to do that. All right, I willingly replace and put whatever your addiction is with my powerful creativity. So I guess using your creativity to express yourself. If you can't speak what you need to speak, you could paint it, draw it, make a poem about it, dance it, sing it, yell it, scribble it. Like it needs to be expressed. So others are comfortable with what comes out of my mouth. Tabitha said, is there an oil to get busy? What a great question. I'm thinking vetiver. Vetiver is so grounding. And also vetiver is like going to make us face the hard stuff. It's like, you're not allowed to dodge. You have to actually go through what you've got to go through to get there. All right, I lovingly attend to my pain, responding to its signals without the need to escape, courageously facing and appreciating the deeper insight it allows me. So, of course, every pain, it is that the energy is stuck, isn't it? And we need help to, get the energy to flow again through whatever this problem is. And of course, we get strength from this problem. And Yes, sometimes they feel so hard to overcome and we can't see ever how it's going to be possible. But I guess just like climbing up a mountain, you take small steps. Sometimes you have to sit and have a rest. And sometimes it feels like you're never going to get to the top. But if you turn around and look back, you have climbed some. You're not there yet, but you're on the way. And I think that's more important, to actually just be on your way. All right, so now we're going to go into the solar plexus chakra. All right, I make all of my life choices in the interest of my highest growth and learning. And that really is the bottom line, isn't it? Every decision that we make, is it taking me closer to where I want to go and who I want to be, or is it taking me away? And basically, if we bring it down to that simple choice, forward or backward, closer, away. All right, I know that I am a powerful and wholesome force for good. And you are. And every small step that you do towards being you, it empowers all of us. It's like we all, it wasn't the high tide lifts all boats. So it's like as you rise a little bit and work on a step, you help me to do that. And as I do it, I help you. And it's like we all collectively help each other to rise. All right, something's stuck in our back. We'll go to Ina's book. So L3. Feeling either lack of desire or too much desire with no outlet. All right, disconnecting from your emotions so that you don't feel the fear, the rejection, anger, and frustration you are suppressing. This could also upset your bladder, sexual dysfunction, reproductive issues, painful periods, incontinence, impotency, and knee pain. Some generational baggage also stuck in L3, so mum's side of the family, and the women. So I think like some people have scoliosis in their family or osteoporosis, and they're things that could put pressure on a particular area of your spine, and so it kind of becomes a generational pattern then as well. All right, so now we're going to talk about the aura. All right, so this is having like green in your aura. All right, green personalities are hardworking, practical people that favour good health practices as well. They have detail for beauty in their life and surround themselves in a beautiful situation. They enjoy nature and outdoors. They are practical in their home, garden, and the kitchen. They're often successful in business and prosperity and are well liked and admired. So they love stability and balance in their lives. They make well-considered decisions and follow them through. They make great friends, but choose their friends carefully. All right, so something in the third layer of the aura. So that's the mental layer. Our clarity of thinking can be affected if there's a build-up of things to clear in this layer of the aura. So like leaking energy. So some stuck emotions in the aura. Unresolved poisonous feelings. Yeah, and sometimes these are habits, aren't they? To get angry with ourselves when things don't go as we would like them to go, and we can very much think venomous thoughts to ourselves, which is unhealthy and not a good habit. But we want to release these things. So, whether you want to write them and burn them, or you need to talk to someone, it needs to come out. It's like a splinter. It's got to leave. All right, so the fourth layer. So this is the astral layer. So this is like the bridge between the physical and the spiritual world. So tears in the aura. Something from age 6. Hi, Julie. No sweat. You can listen anytime. All right, so where were you when you were 6? What was happening? What pops in your head? All right, part of the energy field called the Celtic weave is a bit damaged in the lower back, so it's like not reweaving properly. Something from age 10. Right, there's an oil called laurel leaf. Laurel helps individuals grow, expand, and engage in long-term character development. It reminds of the commitment required in lifelong achievement. It is an ally for those who are ready to overcome their fear of success and step into brilliance. Laurel's energy inspires all to choose greatness and rise up to personal victory. I like that. So it's the oil of triumph. So it's like, yes, I believe you can succeed. All righty. So, how are you feeling? Is there energy stuck in your body still? Let me know. If there are things that you feel are stuck in your lifetime or in your body, mind, or energy field, happy to help you work on those things. You can either do a clarity call, so you go to www.calendly.com/Tanya Ormsby /clarity call, or you can book online at a1health.com.au. All right, Cassie says right eye. Okay. Not wanting to voice how you feel is stuck in the eye. Feeling good again. Great affirmations. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Tabitha. Beautiful. Thanks for being on the call. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, what are you feeling? I guess that's the bottom line, isn't it? Some sort of bacteria hiding underneath, more spiritually based than physical. Something from age 6. Stuck emotions from age 6. Not being able to control yourself. Yeah. And I guess when you're 6, you're sort of learning about what you do like and you don't like. And also age 16. And 18. Age 26. 30. 40. Oh, Susanna's got a lovely affirmation. I'm able to digest when things are out of my control. Yeah. And sometimes we get very fearful when things are outside our control. Something else in the crown chakra. I know when to surrender and let go. All right, so what do you need to surrender? I'm resolving and releasing all of my problems. And reactions to feelings in the lower back. False beliefs around the self. Right, so I truly see who I am. I truly believe I have purpose and I'm willing to get on with it. The only thing preventing me. Right, I no longer care about how others perceive me. And I think that's important. Like, people always have an opinion about what we're doing or how we're doing it, but they haven't lived our life. They don't know how we feel. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for those that jumped on. Thank you for those that commented. It makes my job so much easier. Grateful for your support and hope that you can take those little steps and create those habits that will stand you in good stead for all your life. Anyway, all the best. Morning, Janet. See that you're on here. Anyway, we're ending the call. See you.